Jackson State is a favorite to land a four-star safety out of Florida. They are finalists. They make the top 8 with a number of other schools, but you should see who the favorite is on this young man out of Florida and why we've seen this movie before. Let's take a look see if it ends the same way. We'll talk about it right after the bumper. Stay tuned. What's good people? What is good people? My name is JeffLightsyJr. here with the Black Balls channel and Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and a notification bell because we upload every single day. Now, Jackson State is a finalist. They make the top 8 for a four-star safety, top 300 safety in the country, a top 300 player in the country, in Jaremiah Anglin out of Lake Wales, Florida. Out of Florida, he goes to Lake Wales High School, Lake Wales, Florida. And Jackson State is in on the young man, and they make his top 8. Let me go ahead and share my screen so therefore you can see the top 8 and see the other schools that are involved, and then we'll talk about Mr. Jaremiah Anglin. Let's go to his profile right here. So you'll see his top 8 includes Tennessee, Alabama, Penn State, Jackson State, Pittsburgh, Florida State, Kentucky, and UCF. Yes, this is where the four-star safety out of Florida narrows his list down to these 8 schools. A bunch of SEC schools, SEC in here very heavy, which is expected out of a highly ranked prospect out of the South. You got Penn State, a Big Ten school that snuck in there, and Pittsburgh, an ACC school. Not to mention he's showing love to the hometown school in Florida with UCF and Florida State out of the ACC. Now, let's take a look at this article written about Mr. Jaremiah Anglin. This comes from On3. It says, On3, Westlake, Florida safety Jaremiah Anglin is ready to begin to trimming down his recruitment. The nation's number 21 safety is down to 8 schools with hopes of making a commitment either before his senior season or during it. One thing that I found interesting was to continue reading. Let's skip a little bit. It says in the top 8 is Alabama, Florida State schools we talked about. 6'2", 184 pounds, really good size for a young man going into his senior year. Really, really good size, really good measurables. It says, I feel like to break it down below 8, I have to see those other 3 schools to get a feel of them, he added, and then I'll be able to make a top 4, 5, or even 3. Jackson State and HBCU wants to get him, this is big, in for a visit during their homecoming weekend on October 22nd. Think about this. Jackson State wants to get him in during their homecoming weekend. Now, there was another defensive player, a defensive recruit, that came to Jackson State during homecoming weekend. It's even more parallel than that, right? So let's share his actual On3 profile. And this is where it gets kind of funny. So on his On3 profile, you see they have him as a top 300 player, top 220 player in the country, 21 safety, the schools that we listen. But look at the school that the prediction monitor, recruiting prediction machine, 89% has him choosing Florida State. This is the young man, Jaremiah Anglin. 89% has him choosing Florida State. Now, why is this interesting, right? Why is this interesting? The prediction for him choosing Florida State and the fact that they want him to visit during homecoming weekend. Because we've heard Coach Prime talk about the mistake that big-time schools do when they allow recruits, high-level recruits, to come to HBCUs during homecoming. We've seen this play out with Travis. Travis came to JSU homecoming. Travis saw 50, 60,000 people in the stands that all looked like him. He saw the pageantry. He saw the competitive football. He saw everything that was taking place at JSU, the fanfare, everything, and he committed. He left Florida State, the same place that they predict this young man is going to go to, and decided to go to Jackson State. There are a couple of things on the table that bode well for JSU. One, it looks like the young man may may come during homecoming. That by itself is going to sell itself. Two, another thing in this article that we saw, it says playing early is the priority for Anglin. Well, at Jackson State, the option of playing early. Now, granted, it is great competition. It is not no soup sandwiches back there. But at safety, they could use some help. They could use some help at safety. The defensive backs are unproven. I know a lot of people love Shiloh, but Shiloh gets beat on some plays. I know a lot of people love Nugget, but granted, Nugget's a corner, not a safety. I understand all of that. But Nugget gets beat on some plays. The opportunity to go back there and play in the defensive backfield at Jackson State is there for the taking. We saw Cameron Silman Craig come in as a corner, safety, linebacker hybrid. You know, he plays closer to the line of scrimmage. It's almost like an extra linebacker, but came in and got immediate playing time. This would be the exact same thing that Mr. Anglin could come in and do. Once again, the competition is way more stiff than when Silman Craig came in, but the opportunity is still there. Competition is more stiff, but the opportunity is still there. That is another thing. And if he comes during homecoming on October 22nd, that's going to be tough to beat. It is going to be tough to beat. But once again, JSU is in the top 8 of a 4-star prospect. Only time will tell, because I don't think he'll commit before his senior season. And even if he does, he may flip, because you don't have to get to sign till December. And if he comes to JSU during October 22nd for homecoming, then we'll see whether he will stay with the school if he does commit before senior season, or if he eventually becomes a JSU Tiger. Guess we'll have to wait and see. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, my name is JeffLightsyJr with the Black Boss channel with Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. Is Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Peace.